Hey, welcome back to Snapbolt Games. My name is Max, and I'm here not with a modern league or a pauper league, but we're actually here with a modern super qualifier today. So this is kind of a special one. We're going to be playing Blue-Red Delver today. We've played this deck a lot on the channel, so go check out the channel. It's youtube.com/snapbolt. There's going to be a link in the description below to go to the channel. And you really want to check out the leagues with this deck because they were sweet. We've done so well with this deck overall, and I can't wait to play it in the Super Qualifier today. We've made a couple changes, and this is a little bit different than most stock blue-red Murktide lists, but I'll get into all that in just a second. Let me just shout out the channel again, youtube.com/snapbolt. If you want to support me, please subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to do so. If you want to see more cool stuff like this Super Qualifier and leagues, the best way to support me is just by subscribing. Really easy. Thank you so much. Now, let's get right into it. Okay, so this is different. The biggest difference, first of all, is that we're playing Delver even over Ragavan. I've actually had just like a lot of success with Delver, and I want to play it again. So we're going for Delver, for Channeler, and a ninth threat and one Ragavan. Could even be like two Ragavan or more. But I like I've liked the Delvers. They're good with the Force negation. This is another card that most people are not playing, but I just really like Force in general. Like when this card first came out, I was just playing 4 Force and like Blue-White Stone Force, Blue-White Control, and I just like the card a lot. So I'm down for the Force. I'm down for the Delvers. This is going to be a good one. Looks like we're a little bit frozen here. Oh, it's because the match just started. So let's just quickly get through this deck tech and then we'll get to the match. 18 lands, 1 Fiery Islet, 2 basics, and then Serum Vision's Thought Scours, 4 Bolt, 4 Heat, pretty typical here. 2 Counterspell, that's actually typical as well. So the biggest difference is that we're playing Force Main and we're playing Delver over Ragavan. Then in the sideboard, this got a little messed up. This should have been over here. But we have 2 EE, 2 Chalice, 1 Subtlety, which has actually been decent, 2 Mysticals, Aether Gust, Shattering Spheres, Blood Moons, and Fury. So this is the same sideboard that we've played in the other leagues on the channel. But let's just get right into it so we don't lose too much time in our round. Let's go right into round one here. All right, round one. We're on the play. Looks like opponent's gonna reveal a Luris here. If they're here yet. A little iced coffee this morning. Get myself started. It's 7 a.m. for me. So early start to this Magic tourney. And looks like opponent is not quite here yet. I did want to see how many players there were because this is a smaller super qualifier. Yeah, 224 players, and there's 2 invites from this event, first and second. Usually when I play in these super qualifiers, there's like 400, 500. I even had a maxed out like 660 player or 650 player or whatever. Super qual a couple weeks ago. Okay, they're here. But yeah, top two. Oh, it's just leaderboard points. Oh, it's just leaderboard points now. That's annoying. So you have to keep playing in these, but um, either way, whatever. Still gonna do as well as we can. Let's keep this hand. We don't have multiple fetch lands for a turn 2 Murktide yet, but again, this hand still looks totally fine. Counterspell looks good. We have Force of Negation. We even have Iteration for turn 3. It just looks like a good Murktide hand. All right, Spire Bluff pass. No warm-ups for me, just getting right into this. Let's go. Vista. What does Vista mean? Not sure. Is this like Heliod or something? This might be Heliod. I'm not gonna force this. Just gonna let this resolve. Thought Scour ourselves. Green red. Okay, it might be Ponza. There's a DRC and we mill a Delver. It's kind of funny. I think I just want to pass with Counterspell up here rather than play DRC. Seems good. We didn't hit any extra instants and sorceries on that Thought Scour, which kind of sucks, but it's okay. It's like a abundant growth. Oh, is this like the enchantment deck? I think it is. I could just counterspell this to stop them from drawing a card. I think I'm going to because I don't know what else they're going to do this turn. Maybe they're looking for a land also, and I think I should just counter that. I still have this force, so Okay, another Murktide. So I can just go play land, play a 4/4 Murktide. Alternatively, I could just like either play, I could play Channeler into Iteration here and then play a bigger Murktide next turn because I could force pitch the first Murktide if I have to. Yeah, and this makes my Murktide way bigger. I think that's a better line. So let's go play Islet. Could also just pass with Force and Negation up, but I think this is like a much better proactive play here. Surveil. Graveyard this. Then we get to Iteration. I guess this was pretty bad. We got lucky that we hit Iteration because I had to play my land. So man, I must be a little tired still because that was a really bad play actually. But we got lucky. We did not get punished. I think I'm going to take Iteration over another Channeler here because I already have so many threats. Let's just take Iteration to hand and then exile the Bauble. Got super lucky. Didn't get punished for that misplay. But nice start to the day then. Better lucky than good, right? I think I can graveyard this. And then let's just pass. I guess I should bobble them because I might draw a different blue card that I want to pitch to force. Remnant 6. Okay, well at least we flipped this Channeler. So I guess I don't know what it is now. Indatha Triome, Renin 6? Oh, is it just Niv Mizzet? I guess it's just Niv. With Abundant Growth. Another Murktide, okay. Another land may actually be good. We can't double Murktide quite yet, but what is this? 4 mana Omnath? Oh, Teferi Time Raveler. I think I should just force this, pitch Murktide, because I can't cast all these Murktides anyway. And they get to bounce Channeler, and they get to interact with me pretty well, so let's just graveyard that. That's a tap land. And if I draw an untapped land, I can double Murktide here. Nice. Wow. That's, I mean, definitely going to do that. So I guess I attack for 3 first before my Delirium gets turned off, and then play 2 Murktides. With the first one, I'm not going to exile any instants and sorceries. Let's just get another basic. Play Murktide. Again, exile no instants and sorceries on the first one because the second one will grow the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, nice. So play a 3/3 and then play 2 8/8s basically with this one. Nice. Go ahead. Turn 4, 16 power flying. Omnath. Okay. I guess if they go like fetch into Teferi, they didn't even have a fetch. Okay. Nice. Pretty good card, right? Got the first one. Okay, so it actually just looks like it's like, it could just be Bring to Light. It could just be, I guess it's just Bring to Light probably with Omnath and most likely Scape Shift, but they could just be like 4-color Omnath control or something. I think Blood Moon, I mean, I guess they have Abundant Growth too. They didn't, yeah, okay, they didn't actually have a companion, they just weren't there. Hmm. The forces actually aren't that bad in this matchup because they can kind of tempo them. Aether Gust is interesting. I don't think I really like it. I think I do like Mystical, and I think I like Blood Moon against an Omnath deck. They're just 4 colors, so it's got to be good. I can just take out like some number of bolts. Really not sure here how to sideboard because force is bad in the sense that it 2-for-1s us, but it's also good in the sense that it can do like what it just did that game, like force it to fairy and just really out tempo them. Force was pretty key that game. I like Unholy Heat being able to tag Planeswalkers and kill Omnath. Bolt again might just be like not a great card. We can go down one force again because of the card advantage slash like tempo aspect. My brother is actually playing this same deck. He's one card off. I think he's playing a Fire Ice over the Ragavan, but he's playing this deck. He actually just texted me. Let's see what he says. He already beat round 1 versus Goblins. Nice. That is sweet. What's the last cut? Either another force or another bolt. I mean, yeah, bolt just might not be that great. I could also cut like just a random Serum Visions. Bolt doesn't kill Omnath, and it's not as good versus the Planeswalkers. Still is fine, but cut 3 lightning bolts in this matchup. All right, let's do it. Not really sure. I have 14 seconds. Let's run it. I'll have to text him in a second. Let's get this game. I like to side out force a lot of the time, but I think in this matchup it might actually be decent. All right, here's something funny. I double checked because in game 1 they didn't they didn't reveal their Yorion, and I didn't look at this number. And I was like surprised by Abundant Growth because I was like, that's why I checked if they revealed Yorion, and they didn't. But I didn't check this number for some reason. I mean, give me a break; it's still early. But at the same time, like, uh, I was like, oh, Abundant Growth, they must be Yorion, and I wasn't thinking to just look at their library. But they must have just not revealed Yorion game 1 and just messed up, just misclicked. So that's pretty tilting for them. Oh man, this hand. This is why you side out like some number of bolts because you don't want all these bolts. I can play, you know, a quick Murktide here, turn 3 Murktide, but all I have is just like a bunch of Unholy Heats to interact. I think I should just keep. Maybe not. Maybe I can just do better. I mean, I am going to play a really fast Murktide. I'm on the draw, so I have a draw on my first draw step, and then I draw a card with Thought Scour, and then I draw another card and another card off Thought Scour to hit another land. So I have like essentially 4 chances to hit a land for turn 2. I think I'm just gonna keep. Not sure. I also turn on these Unholy Heats with these Thought Scours to deal with anything they play, so not sure. This hand is sketchy. Could just be a mulligan. We don't have like a turn 1 threat, so shock into Abundant Growth. Okay. DRC. I feel like I should Thought Scour myself first to make sure I hit a land drop. I mean, I do get to Surveil, but then if it's I can't Thought Scour myself that way. Let's just Thought Scour ourselves and then play DRC a bit later. Also, we want to play around Ren and 6 here. Okay. Pass. Again, if I played DRC and then I wanted to like upkeep Thought Scour to try to hit a land with Surveil, I'd have to Thought Scour them because you can't Thought Scour yourself and Surveil to try to hit a land drop. It doesn't work because if you put a land on top, you'll Thought Scour it away. This is going to be a Ren and 6 here. All right, let's Thought Scour ourselves right now. If I hit Force, I could force this. Hit Delver and Iteration. Okay. Well, we need to hit a land. 3 card types in the yard right now. Serum Visions. I mean, I suppose we play that over Thought Tower. And if I hit a land, I can play a 3/3 DRC. Land? Ah, damn. Just have to bottom these, no lands. Pretty rough here. At least we can Unholy Heat this next turn. I think I just need to discard an iteration. All right, pretty brutal. Maybe you should have just mulliganed, but again, we had 4 draw steps to hit a land, and then we zero missions and bottoms 2 non-lands. So not only did we miss on lands, we missed on lands pretty hard. They plus Ren in 6, sure. So this is probably just, yeah, Bring Delay, Niv Mizzet, Yorion, and now we hit the land. Okay. So I think I start by just Unholy Heating this, because if it doesn't resolve, I want to be able to Unholy Heat it and take it out next turn, or like play a second one basically. So let's just Unholy Heat this. I know I miss a Surveil this way, but I feel like there's a chance this doesn't resolve. Rather just do this. We do have Delirium. I guess I could get Subtlety'd here. That would wreck me. I could always play another Unholy Heat in response to not Subtlety, the Endurance, the green one. Okay, it just resolves. Nice. Let's play a Channeler with Delirium. Pass the turn. So even though we missed, we're still in a fine spot now that we hit that land. Removal spell on my Channeler? Sure. Now I can just play a big Murktide next turn. Another red and 6. Fetch land, they keep drawing cards. They've just gotten so much value out of these. They're just drawing so many lands. I think I want to get greedy because I feel like I'm pretty far behind at this point. I could just play a 7/7 Murktide and then try to attack this. But then any removal spell on my Murktide, I get wrecked. They get an extra land. I mean, they already have so many lands. I guess I could just ignore this. I think that I should try to iteration into a land and then Unholy Heat this. Okay, nice. So I guess I'm just taking Mystical Dispute to my hand. Exile the Steam Vents. Play it. We would have had to Fetch Shock with Delta, so I guess another card in the graveyard might have been worth it, but probably not. Let's just Unholy Heat this. I suppose I could do it a bit later, but let's just do it now. Pass. And now I get to Murktide with Mystical up. 8/8 Murktide next turn with Mystical. We have another Unholy Heat for like an Omnath or something that they play. You can even kill a Niv Mizzet. Red, white. Ndotha Triumph, huh? Definitely stumbled this game, but Murktide is good. Murktide is good. All right, just gonna play it. I think does turn off my Unholy Heat, but I can turn it back on with this Thought Scour at some point. Let's go Murktide. So instant sorcery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could just play a 7/7 Murktide and then keep Delirium, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I'll just leave an iteration in the yard. And then play an 8/8 Murktide. Again, only 3 card types for right now, but we can turn it back on relatively easily. Now there's the option, do I want to play Delver? And I think I'd rather leave up Mystical Dispute. Because if they play like a Niv Mizzet or a Bring to Light, I want to be able to counter that. Target player draws 2 cards and creates a treasure token. I mean, I could Mystical Dispute this, but I think I'm going to let this resolve too. I don't think I care about them looting. I know it's pretty decent, but then they get a treasure also. The thing is, I can still counter a 5-drop, and I feel like they're just really likely to play a 5-drop here. Because even if they go land 5-drop, I can still Mystical that. So yeah, this is actually still fine. Yeah, this is going to be a Bring to Light here, or a Niv. Yeah, this is a Niv, or Bring to Light, I guess. I don't know, but Mystical that. And then have a 2-turn clock. Okay, well, they have Veil. Jeez. Okay. So they get Niv Mizzet, I guess. If they get Niv Mizzet, they still might just lose because they get a 6/6. I Unholy Heat, kill that, attack for 8, and then still have a 2-turn clock here. They can get Wrath. They can get Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. They can get Tibalt. Nothing is like, oh, Kaya's Guile is the best thing they can get. I guess they exile my graveyard and kill my Murktide. It's pretty good, but it's not that scary for like a tutor in their huge deck. All right, let's just Delver, pass the turn, and then we can Thought Scour on our upkeep potentially after this Delver trigger, if we like the card or not. We can always Thought Scour on their end step as well. Take Yorion. Nope. Okay, now cast Niv Mizzet. Okay. We're definitely behind this game. They put Renin 6 Helix Trophy into their hand. Now they're playing a Renin 6. Might be siding out some Delvers, but maybe not. They're an 80 card deck, so they're not always going to have Renin 6. So they got Renin 6, Helix, Trophy. I think they just are automatically going to kill this Delver. I don't think there's anything I can do. I guess I could draw Force, but even that's not that good. Probably just losing this game, especially since they have Trophy in hand. There's Mystical. I don't think there's really a reason to Thought Scour right now, but I guess I will. I can basically concede whenever here, but I'll take another turn. We can kill the Niv Mizzet. Maybe draw a Murktide. Guess not. Can't play that Delver into the... I guess we can kill Ren, play Delver, kill this. Unholy Heat this. Bolt the Ren. Play Delver. They have a Helix also and a Trophy. I'm not going to try to draw the other Force or anything. Just going to pass. Do these like on their end step, I guess. Could have done one on upkeep, one on end step. So Bring to Light or another Niv. Either way, I probably lose to that. Just stumbled a little bit in the early game here. Really want to out-tempo them. Just interested to see what they get. No reason to concede here. Yeah, they just get Tibalt. Okay. And they're plussing Tibalt. Okay. Utopia Sprawl and Blood Moon. I wish they didn't see the Blood Moon. Now they can play around it a little bit more, but I guess they gotta expect it. They can't always play around it. I still think Blood Moon's gotta be good. Might just want all the Forces, honestly. Utopia Sprawl, so they still have Helix. They can cast it off Treasure. They still have Helix and Trophy. They're casting Blood Moon because it locks me out. Sure. That's pretty funny. Omnath, okay. I could have used these triggers to flip the Delver, I guess. There's Force, another Delver, Counterspell. Just can't cast anything. Let's go next one. They have Helix and Trophy and a Tibalt at 7. Okay, we've seen enough. Force might actually be good. Aether Gust does hit Bring to Light and it does hit Bring to Light and Niv Mizzet, plus a fair amount of their other spells like Omnath. I could just take out some Delvers. I think Ragavan is still good enough. Do I want to side out all the lightning bolts too? And then just play like 2 gusts instead of bolts? Because gust I can just also tempo them. This might be a good shell. 2 Delvers, 1 Ragavan, 4 Channelers. So we're more just like blue-red Murktide, and then we don't get crushed by a Renin 6. I mean, we're on the play. Delver does get a bit better. Four seems good unless they literally just draw exactly like Niv Mizzet and they can cast it, but we have other answers for that. The Veil of Summer just wrecked our day there. Okay, let's try this. Usually against like quadruple Ren and 6 decks, I do like to cut some Delvers. See if they reveal or if they misplay it again. I'm a little bit behind on time, but I got plenty of time to finish. All right. Snap keep. We have Channeler into Channeler Thought Scour turn on the first Channeler with double Surveil. Love it. I mean, it's not like we guarantee turn it on, but we have a good shot. And if we ever draw a bobble, then we're off to the races. This is a great hand in this matchup. Double iteration, 2 Channelers, which is like one of our best threats. We're on the play. We have good mana. Looks great. And again, we are relatively likely to turn on Channeler because we have a Thought Scour, so we have an instant going to the graveyard. We don't have a fetch land, so that makes it a little bit harder, but if we draw a fetch land, then we're like definitely turning these on. I'm actually excited for these to come to Historic. I want to play some Phoenix with them in Historic. Seems pretty sweet. All right, they turn 1 Sprawl. Name red, name white. Okay. There's a fetch. Okay, nice. So I'm gonna go fetch, get a dual land, play Channeler, play Thought Scour. Play Channeler, and then we get double Surveil. Again, we need just 2 more card types here. Let's yield to this. Murktide Regent. Oh man, I really want to draw that. I guess I can't because I Thought Scoured myself. I have to graveyard it. At least, again, we will turn these on, most likely. Graveyard, graveyard. So we just need to hit instant. No, we just need to hit sorcery or artifact. And we do. Or creature, yeah. Okay. And Counterspell was just such a good draw. So now we have turn 1, 3/3 flying, turn 2, 3/3 flying. Let's hope that's enough. They could like turn 2 to fairy here. They don't. Nice. I'm just going to pass with Counterspell up next turn, I think. Did they not even have a land? They do. Play it tapped. Bobble. Alright, let's bobble. Double Surveil. Mystical Dispute. I think I want to just draw this. Let's go top, top, bobble, land, bobble them, because I want to draw a Dispute on their upkeep, then attack for 6. Then we'll have Counterspell and Dispute up here. Could have chosen to cast Iteration since I'm drawing Dispute, but I like having counter up for any of their removal spells. We just want to tempo them. And could also just hard cast Dispute if we choose to do that. But in just a great spot now. This hand was just really, really strong, which is like basically why you played the deck. I'll let that resolve. I just want to counter anything that stops me from winning, basically. They just don't have anything. Okay. They have to do something next turn. Just not going to play anything still. Just going to go for this two turn clock from here. Double counter up. So they need like multiple answers. And they don't even have that much mana. They have 4, potentially 5 mana here, and I have double counter. They're just going for like either a Brink to Light or a Niv here. Or an Omnath. Why would they? No, it's a 5 mana spell, yeah. I just mystical this and then I also have counter up, but nice. That was just a disgusting draw from blue red there. That really showed the power of the deck. Nice. So 1-0 in the Super Qual. My brother is 1-0 as well, so let's keep the wins going, and I'll see you in round 2. All right, welcome to round 2 here. We're against Major Riot, and they reveal Lura's Companion, and we have this double Delver hand. Let's keep. Major Riot, do I know who that is? Not sure. We're on the draw here with this double Delver hand. It could be Grixis Lurrus. Oh, I don't know if it's been on us. No, just changed to us. Okay. I don't know if it's going to be Grixis Lurrus, Black Red Lurrus, Grixis Death Shadow with Lurrus. We don't know yet. Mountain, Ragavan. Okay, well, if they have a removal spell for this Delver, it sucks. Otherwise, I'll trade it for Ragavan. And if they do have a removal spell, this is going to function exactly the same as Delver as Ragavan would, because I don't have a Bolt or a Heat here, so they might get to connect with Ragavan. Nothing I can do about that with this hand. Just have to hope they don't have it. People play a lot of removal spells these days, so they probably have it. This feels like it's Grixis and they just drew the mountain. Oh, they don't attack. Okay. They don't have removal. Good start. Most likely not going to Thought Scour here. Steam Vents. I think I'm honestly fine to draw that. Let's just draw it. Play another Delver here. I think I should just shock. Delver. And then I think I should just play Serum Visions to set up these Delver flips. There's a Force of Negation and another Delver. We drew another land. Wishing I obviously got rid of that land, but I would have had to Thought Scour as well. I think I can top Delver. Maybe this extra Delver is just too slow. Let's just bottom the Delver, top the Force. Honestly, if they attack with Ragavan there now, I could consider not blocking. Because I'm gonna flip both these Delvers here. See what they do. It's probably better to just block, honestly. Blood Crypt untapped. Kill one of the... Oh, it's Death Shadow. It's Death Shadow. Okay. So it's just Grixis Death Shadow with Lura's Companion. So they have DRC, Ragavan, Death Shadow. They shock. They attack now. They exile the Force if I don't block, so I might as well just trade. Don't let them get any value, and then I still get to flip one Delver, assuming they don't have a removal spell. Don't have the Force yet, but it's on top of my library. Play another Ragavan. Okay, it's annoying. Let's flip this. Yes. Not going to Thought Scour away the Force. Going to draw it. Let's just lead Serum Visions, I guess. I do want to Thought Scour myself, but if I find like a Bolt or something off this, I could Thought Scour them, draw it. Iteration and Counterspell. I don't necessarily even want to be damaging them with Delver yet. I think I'm going to go bottom, top the Iteration, and then just pass the turn with Counterspell up. Do I shock in the Steam Vents, or do I just play Islet? think I just shock this in. Pass. Gonna just try to block with Delver here. Kind of sucks that we're flipping Delver and then we have to trade for Ragavan because we don't have any removal, but again, still looking fine here. Maybe can hardcast this force later in the game. They have 4 cards in hand, and they still do have Lura's Companion, which sucks, but... Drown in the Lock, the Delver. Alright, let's counter this. Don't want them to start hitting with Ragavan. So I'm gonna block here. What would have been a sick play is put the force second and then take the hit from the Ragavan and then flip both Delvers and then just start racing. But I don't think that's really that realistic. Right. They don't take Lurrus and they don't play land, they don't do anything. I kind of want to just play land past the turn. And then leave up force and double Thought Scour. Let's just do that. I can always draw with Eyelid as well. They have to have like something up here because, yeah, if they're not going to take Lurrus, they're going to do something. K command here. Just going to force that if they do. Yeah. I discard a card, they bring back Ragavan. No thanks. It's just hard cast force. I don't want to see another Ragavan with dash here. If they go too low, they threaten to get just wrecked by a Murktide. Or I threaten to wreck them with the Murktide, I should say. Death Shadow 1/1 resolves. Take Lurrus. Okay. Let's Thought Scour ourselves. We have so many answers to the Death Shadow right now. Surprising that they played the 1/1 Death Shadow. There's a Bolt. Okay, nice. Could lead on iteration here. I guess they could have their own Force of Negation, but they'd probably force this. Oh wow, this is not that good. Let's take Thought Scour to hand, library the Spire Bluff, exile this, play it, Lightning Bolt this. Oh, then I don't have an answer for Ragavan. Still need to kill the Death, or for Lurrus. Then they can just go play Lurrus, replay Death Shadow. Alright, let's Serum Visions. There's Unholy Heat. Okay, there's another answer for Lurrus. Bottom, top. Either way, they can Lurrus Ragavan, so still think I can wait on the Bull. I just don't want it to get countered, but I think it is what it is at this point. Just because we know they have Lurrus in hand, so hopefully that Death Shadow doesn't get out of Lightning Bolt range, but I think it's better to just pass here, let them go to combat, and then kill anything. Because they're going to play Lurrus this turn, I feel like. And eventually we'll find some Murktides here. You can just take one. Doesn't do anything. Like, if they don't play Lurrus this turn, that's fine as well. DRC. Okay, that's annoying. They have creature instant land, not turned on yet. So they have Lurrus and 2 other cards. I think I'm just gonna bolt the DRC honestly right here. Then I'll Thought Scour. I guess I'm just not going to Thought Scour. I have to take one, and I want to draw the Unholy Heat, so I don't want to Thought Scour myself. I don't really want to Thought Scour them. I have plenty of mana, so Let's just wait. Let's thought scour ourselves. There's iteration. Nice. All right, I'm going to play iteration. There's double Murktide. Okay. Taking a Murktide to hand and exiling Murktide. That is just so good. Let's go get another island here. And then how many instants and sorceries do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I can just exile full on these. Just leave instant and sorcery to guarantee we do that. Play an 8/8. Pass. See if they have an answer for this Murktide. Not yet. I was 1 mana off playing this next Murktide, but I can actually just kill them next turn by playing this Murktide, putting more counters on this one. We still have the Unholy Heat and the Thought Scour. Couldn't get this out of Drown in the Lock range, unfortunately, but we know that their hand is just Luris plus 2 other cards, so it's not that scary. Like, what, they're going to play Luris, play DRC here? This feels like Luris. It is. Okay. I think they just are dead. And another Death Shadow. Yeah, they're just dead to this second Murktide here. Nice. This matchup is really grindy. I like how we played it just really slow. But just get to play a second one, grow this one, hit for 16 or I guess whatever, hit for 13 here. Nice. 13/13 flying for 2 mana, not bad. Sweet. What was better that game, Ragavan or Delver, or was it exactly the same? Let's go EE. This is a matchup where I don't actually like Force that much. I don't hate it in game 1, but the matchups where you just want to be really grindy, you don't really want Force. But I still like it in game 1. Mysticals are good. Engineered explosives are great because so many of their threats cost 1. I know a lot of mine cost 1, but you can still play to your advantage there. Don't want to over sideboard, that's for sure, in this matchup. Could trim a Murktide because they can have a lot of hate for that. Blood Moon can be good against them, but I don't think I really want to play that game. I don't think I really want Aether Gust either. Fury actually seems like it could be really strong. It's like another threat. Can take out like a couple of Serum Visions. I think I like the Ragavans, the Delvers. Do I trim a Murktide to play around like Graveyard Hate? I just think Murktide is so good. Definitely trim the Forces. Could even trim some of the counter spells because so many of their spells are so cheap. Maybe just trim counterspell. Seems weird, but Mystical Dispute costing 1 is pretty huge. I mean, counterspell is good, but might be better just to have like Fury and Engineered Explosives and have like answers to their stuff. Fury does seem good because hard casting it is just fantastic, and exiling it can still just kill 2 of their creatures or more. I actually like taking out the counter spells. So many of their spells cost 1 mana that I a lot of times don't want to trade down. Let's try this. Tons of removal. We still have the 9 1-drops ourselves. Gonna keep. They also have the Lurrus, which is good for them, but this is definitely just a really close matchup in general. It was scary with them having multiple Ragavans and we couldn't find removal for a while in game one, but luckily they didn't have removal for our Delvers. And I mean, I think Jerry Thompson was the one who kind of made this Grixis Lurrus deck, and he made it in order to try to have a good matchup against Blue Red Murktide, but I still think it's pretty close. All right, there go Delta, fetch, no bobble for them. Or they just have all fetch lands. Inquisition, sure. Probably just taking one of these. I mean, I'd be surprised if they take bobble, but I guess they could if they just are playing out not playing a creature for a while. Wow. Yep, there you go. I am surprised. I thought they were going to take one of these. I could play this, but I'd have to shock. I just don't want to give them the information. Let's just play Spire Bluff. I also want to, I definitely want to have access to one of these so they don't like dash a Ragavan on me or something. But again, I'm surprised they didn't take a removal spell. Are they going to dash Ragavan? I guess this is also not Jerry Thompson's list because this is just the Death Shadow version. So never mind. Scratch what I was saying completely. Okay, so they have Bobble on the stack. I think I should just Unholy Heat this right now. I guess I might want to save this to turn this to have this to kill a Death Shadow. Maybe I just bolt it. All right, let's just Lightning Bolt this. They still get the Surveil value. For some reason, I was thinking it was just Grixis, Lurrus, like kind of control without Death Shadow, but it's just definitely, obviously, Grixis Death Shadow as we saw in game one. Just was thinking about that deck a lot, but obviously it's not that. Okay. They bin a Tarn. They bobble target me right now. So they know this next card we're going to draw. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize, take Murktide. I guess they could take Heat. They also know the top card of our library. They take Murktide. They're down to 13. They have 2 cards in hand. Draw off Bobble up to 3. They know about Flooded Strand. All right, just play it. So they know about everything except this Steam Vents. Oh no, they just saw it with Thoughtseize. Never mind. They don't have a third land. Interesting. We have Delirium here. Okay. It's kind of nice. Nice. Great draw. It's probably going to just get a Drown in the lock, but should still cast it, I think. Yeah, Drown. Okay. They have 3 cards in hand. We have 3 cards. We're just a little bit flooded here. Now, are they going to take Lurrus, or are they going to play a Death Shadow? Or something different? Is this a... Don't know what this is. Like a Gurmag Angler here? No, they can't, obviously. Man, I'm all over the place. Just trying to think what this could be. Float, blue, black, and then... That's why I thought it was a Delve spell, but obviously can't be. Because they have Lurrus Companion. They float men and then they're deciding what to do? I just don't know. Oh, it's a Scourge 1/1. Wow. Sure. and a Death Shadow 2/2. Okay. Problem is they still have this Lurrus to get, but I think I should just kill one of these things. I mean, I can't just let them like be hitting me, so. Could kill the Scourge, because the Scourge gets bigger where the Death Shadow doesn't necessarily get any bigger. Let's just kill the Scourge. Okay, well that was a good draw. I think I just play this tapped, play an explosives on 1. And pass. And they'll probably just take Lurrus. And I just need to find like a bolt for Lurrus, basically. Are playing Scourge. I don't know if they always play that. Maybe they do. I can just take 2 here. I know it makes their other Scourges better, but then they can't deploy any more 1-drops this turn. If I just do this end of turn. Yeah, they just take Lurrus. I guess I could have just popped because they're likely to just take Lurrus no matter what. Still fine to just pop here. Alright, let's Thought Scour ourselves. Okay. I'm gonna just go Hellbent here. Could be better if I draw Iteration, not more lands in play. Now if they don't draw land, they probably will still just Lurrus Bobble, which is still pretty good. But I need to draw an answer off the top. They just bolt instead of Lurrus. Wow. I guess they don't want to take too much damage. It's disgusting. A little bit flooded here, and by a little bit, we're really flooded. Not sure if I actually want the Furies. Because a lot of their stuff can get out of range, but I can still kill Ragavan and Channeler. They play Lurrus, play Bobble. And now I need to top deck a removal spell right now. Oh, they have a land for Death Shadow, and it's a fetch. So now they're going to play a huge Death Shadow. It's probably over now. Because I even have to top deck a removal spell, kill this, and then have another removal spell for Death Shadow. Like, specifically another Unholy Heat for this. Guess I could like draw Murktide and somehow erase them. Not a good time to draw Bobble either. They're drawing a Thoughtseize, that's fine. Unholy Heat or Bolt? No. Now they get to just play a Scourge with Lurrus, and that should do it. Maybe I want Counterspell just to be able to try to counter Lurrus, but with so many Thoughtseizes and Inquisitions, I don't even think so. They Channeler. I mean, I might as well keep playing the game, but I think this is over. They can even just pay 3 if they want here. Surprised they didn't Thoughtseize. Because they could have just gone down to 6, attack with both, then go back up to stay out of like lightning bolt range with Lurrus. Also showing them Mystical Dispute is like not great, but let's think about this sideboard plan for game 3. Should I just Blood Moon them? I just don't think so. I also don't think I should Gust. I guess I do like the sideboard plan well enough. They don't want to attack with Lurrus. They don't want to shrink their own Death Shadow. Okay, let's go to the next one. We got this, we got this. Do I want the counter spells over anything? I I think Mystical is good. Can counter Drown in the walk. So being a one mana counter spell is pretty huge. I have the one Serum Visions out of the deck. I think that's fine, and I think Fury is fine as well. They've also shown that they're willing to play really small Scourges and Death Shadows. So if they do that, and I just like top deck or play a Fury, kill one or two things, it's going to be so brutal. They did see a Fury in our graveyard, but it's fine. Let's just go game 3. We got this. We're on the play. All right, game 3 here. Let's play first. They're going to reveal Lurrus. We're against 2 companion decks to start off this tourney. 0 lands, ship it. Have to keep this, obviously. I think I'm just putting back a land. I don't even necessarily need all these lands, especially Mountain. So just put that back. They mulligan to 6 as well, but I just hate mulliganing in a Thoughtseize Inquisition matchup. Nothing we could do. We had 0 lands there. Let's fetch Shock, Delver. Pass. They can Thoughtseize me or whatever. Removal spell on the Delver would certainly be annoying. Right, they're going to Bobble Trick. See if they want that card or not, and then determine if they want to fetch. Usually you don't play the fetch first. If they had a non-fetch land, they would choose to just play that, like play a shock land, and then they could just leave the card on top and play a spell this turn. But they probably only have fetches in hand. That deck obviously plays a ton of fetches to be able to reduce their own life total, so. They draw a card with Bobble. They're fetching right now. Fetch Shock, I assume, and then are they going to bolt this? It's a Lightning Bolt. Gotta reveal it. I think I'm fine to draw it too. Attack them. I know I'm lowering their own life total for Death Shadow, but I'm gonna attack with my 3/2. Lightning Bolt. Unholy Heat. Okay, resolves. Let's Thought Scour ourselves right now. Another Unholy Heat. It's not great. Gonna need another threat here. We have Mystical up, but they're unlikely to play a blue spell right now, I think. Fetch Shock here. We have 3 card types. Instant land creature. Black Thoughtseize. Okay, resolves. Not going to bolt them right now or anything. Definitely not. So we still don't have Unholy Heat active. We need Sorcery or Artifact or something else. They take Lightning Bolt. They Death Shadow 1/1. Oh, they Soul Guide Lantern. Okay. Probably exile our creature to try to take us off Delirium. Yeah, they do. Sure. Okay. Soul Guide Lantern plus Lurrus is pretty good. Engineered Explosives. I feel like I should just run that out on 1. If they ever tap out, I can kill this, and just having it on 1 is good against Death Shadow and most of their threats. So just play it, pass. I don't want it to get Thoughtseized or anything. Can't pop it yet, but still fine just to run it out. Obviously not going to pop it when they could just draw a card with Soul Guide Lantern, but they also, again, they can't really play 1-drop threats into it. I mean, they will if they don't have any other option, but... Okay, they just take Lurrus here. It's going to be a problem if they do. And even if I pop EE when they don't have mana up, they can just Soul Guide Lantern to exile my graveyard, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, they just take Lurrus. Not ideal. Why why is my hotkey not working? I was trying to press 1 for okay. That was weird. Okay, there's a DRC. Only 2 card types right now, but I even have this E on 1. It's so annoying. I can literally just ignore this for now, though. Like, don't want to pop this and have this just be for that. So I can just leave E around till later. They're gonna have to answer this DRC most likely. Only 2 card types right now. This draw has just been pretty awkward for us. If we were able to top deck a Murktide, we could just slam it before they get to Soul Guide Lantern away our graveyard. They have 5 cards in hand. We only know one of them is Luris. Play Bobble, sure. Bobble us. Hopefully they reveal a Murktide, because that's what I want to draw. They're at 12. We're at 17. Could also consider popping this islet at some point, but we're also only on 2 lands, so I don't really want to do that. Opponent gonna go to 10 here, or no? I guess that's what they're deciding. They do. They can still only just, I guess they can, they can't crack Soul Guide Lantern, Luris, and replay this. They're 1 mana short. What is this, like a Thoughtseize or something? So bud. Dog coming in. Unholy Heat that. Alright, resolves. Nothing I can do. They're at 10. They're also at 6 minutes on the clock. I mean, that's plenty of time, but they're playing really slow. How much time in the round? Lots of matches left. Looks like my brother's still playing 1-1 in games. They just don't play Luris. Interesting. I mean, if they Luris Bobble, they still 2-for-1 us. I know it uses their Luris for only just drawing a card, but it still seems like a pretty decent use to me. They know this top card because they bobbled whatever we're going to draw. This turn has just taken like 5 minutes. They haven't really done much. Guess they're just really thinking about what they want to do. And they exile my graveyard. It might very well be Murktide. Okay. The Channeler. Okay. Let's just play it. Pass. Now they might go Luris Soul Guide Lantern. So they can get like quote unquote value. Surprised they just exiled my yard. They knew that the top card was Channeler. Okay. Oh, I guess they wanted to turn these off. Thoughtseize. Surveil. Alright, I just let this resolve. I can't Unholy Heat this yet. They go to 8. So they probably take one of these. And if I kill this, they can always just Luris it back. Alright, they're down to 8. It's not very much life. And they're down to 5 minutes on their clock as well. Okay. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt is a good one. I kind of want to just not Lightning Bolt right now and let them attack with their DRC. I think I'm just going to pass the turn. I could Lightning Bolt that and then attack for one, but then they just go Lurrus, replay, Channeler, and I don't want them to do that. So I'm just going to wait. They're also down to 8 already, so like I could think about like bolting them at some point here. Yeah, I'm going to let them attack. I could always end up their turn, kill this. Assume they're going to like play Lurrus, play Soul Guide Lantern, then I can kill both their creatures. Play a land, sure. Are they going to fetch Shock or just even fetch Island? They just don't play anything? Alright. Feel like I should bolt this now. God, I could just wait. This isn't doing that much. I think I am just going to not do anything. Yeah, I'm just going to untap. Spire Bluff, attack for one, then pass. I don't want to kill their thing yet again because I don't want them to do a Lurrus replay creature. They're down to 7. I can take another couple hits off their DRC. That's fine. They're just choosing to never play Lurrus. And now I can hardcast Mystical if I want. Yep, I'll take 3 here. I'm pretty close to just killing them. Just cast Ragavan. Okay, resolves. Now I'm going to kill both their threats end of turn. Alright, let's go Unholy Heat the Ragavan. Surveil. I know I have this E on 1, but I have my 1 drop out too. Thought Scour. I feel like Thought Scour is good enough to draw because it really helps me turn on this DRC next turn. Unholy Heating the Ragavan. I'm gonna have to bolt this right now. I feel like I am. They have Lurrus plus blank in hand. If it's a removal spell, it's annoying. Let's just graveyard this. I want to be able to just leave up mana next turn for Mystical. Let's Lightning Bolt this now. Now that they played a second creature, I kind of need to do this. They're also down to under 4 minutes. Graveyard this. Draw another Unholy Heat. It's actually not bad. Maybe should have drawn a card here, but I want to leave up Hardcast Mystical. Because if they don't draw a land, they can't even play Lurrus. We're down to 6. Alright, they fetch down to 5. Wow. Only 2 card types still. Land instant. Dash Ragavan from hand. Alright, well I'm just gonna Unholy Heat that. I guess then they could play Lurrus Bobble next turn. But I think I have to just, or this turn still, but I still think I have to just Unholy Heat this. I get to Surveil as well. They're gonna bolt this or something? Thought Scour. I think now I'll draw it. It's pretty close. I'm just gonna graveyard it. I don't want to have to spend my mana on that. Should I draw with Islet? Okay, now they're trying to play Lurrus, it looks like, but did they tap wrong? Yeah. They're down to 3 minutes. They're really close to timing out, especially if they continue to play this slow. They can play Lurrus Bobble this turn. All right, now they got it. All right, so I should draw with Islet. They don't play Bobble? They missed it? Wow, that's a huge miss. Let's draw a card. It's another land, okay. Another DRC. They can dash a Ragavan from the graveyard. They can play their own DRC. I have to just play mine, I think. They're going to hit with Lurrus, gain 3. It's annoying. Wish I had those thought scours now, huh? Okay, let's play this pass. The Soul Guide Lantern exiling in my graveyard actually was pretty annoying. They have to win the game in 2.5 minutes, and they're still playing really slow. Clock is getting real. Like, they're taking this turn so slowly here. Okay, they play DRC. I mean, what if I just go for a double block? Then I can maybe win the long game here. I think I'm going to. It's a weird play, but I think with them at 2 minutes, I think it's worth the risk. They have a terminate plus surveil. Okay. Well, I get blown out. I need to draw land now. That's pretty greedy by me, obviously. I need to draw a removal spell for this. That's what I meant. Delver. All right, just pass the turn. Might have to pop E here. It's not going to take them 2 minutes to attack me a couple times, so looking bad. Need to find another bolt or heat. Cast with dash. Interesting. I mean, they know about this. Just gonna pop. They don't attack with Lurrus? What? I just don't understand. There's Death Shadow. Okay. 5/5. It's definitely a problem. All right. That was such a weird turn from the opponent. We could still win this now. We have a mystical which may not do anything. They haven't played like any blue spells. Look at that. Lightning bolt. Okay. I basically need to draw Unholy Heat, and I only have like 1 left. They have a minute on their clock. Jeez. Okay. Fury doesn't kill this, actually. I need to draw something next turn. Again, I only have 1 Unholy Heat left, so it's looking bad. I guess I could draw the other EE. Oh, they just kill me. Damn. It always sucks to lose when the opponent has like under a minute left, but good games. I might have slightly misplayed, but opponent played pretty badly there too. Feels pretty bad. Like, they just misplayed with Lurrus, I think, so many times. And I just got a little bit stuck. That was rough. 1-1. Not the best place to be, but plenty of rounds left. We'll fight back. And see you in the next one. All right, round 3 against Bernas Torres. Let's go. Let's gonna keep this hand. Maybe get this Murktide down. Looks like we're against the mirror and they have a Ragavan. Oh no. Removal spell. No, not like this. Okay, so I think I need to just bottom this Serum Visions, top the Unholy Heat. Oh, no, no. What I'm going to do is I'm going to. Damn. I want to draw this Unholy Heat to be able to kill Ragavan, but I also don't want to let them just get a free Serum Visions off my library. Let them draw a card so bad. I think I need to let them take this Serum Visions and cast it. Then they literally draw a card, Scry 2. That's so good for them. And then next turn I get to Unholy Heat the Ragavan. It also puts the Serum Visions in my graveyard, which is good for the Murktides. I'm just going to have to do this. It's really bad, but they're going to hit. They're going to exile Serum Visions. They're probably going to cast it, draw a card off their Ragavan. Just feels like I'm not drawing bolts or heats like in my opening hands when I need to. Maybe that's just because I'm facing these Ragavan decks, but yeah, getting pretty punished. They play Channeler first, and then they Thought Scour right now. They're Thought Scouring me to clear the top. Okay, I mean, I get to put a bunch of spells in the graveyard. They wanted to clear the top for this, and they wanted to surveil, but now they don't necessarily have mana to cast whatever they hit. Murktide. Guess they couldn't have cast that anyway. And play another Channeler. Jeez. Their hand is insane here. They have 3 cards. I think I just need to Thought Scour myself. Try to hit a bolt or a heat off the draw. Don't want to let them hit again. There's a bobble. All right, let's bobble myself because I want to see if I want to fetch or not to deal. I guess I need to bobble on their turn so I don't draw, and then I can determine if I want to fetch or not based on the Ragavan. Let's go play Flooded Strand, play Bobble, pass the turn. And then again, I'll determine if I want to fetch or not bait with this Bobble to see what they're going to hit on the Ragavan. They like play another Thought Scour, target themselves. It's going to be pretty rough. And that was a pretty bold play to Thought Scour me. I know I topped on the Serum, but if they have double Channeler in hand, don't you want to just turn those on? If I can win this game, it's pretty incredible. Let's bobble us. It's a Force of Negation. I'm fine to let them exile that. And then I can start just dropping Murktides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could even wait one more turn, but I think I just need to play a massive Murktide this turn, honestly. I guess they could have Counterspell. Let's see what we draw. Delver. This is close. We have 8 cards in Yard. I'm just worried about Counterspell. Why don't I just play Flooded Strand, play Delver, pass, leave up counter, and I can just double Murktide next turn. And if they play a removal spell here, I probably just counter it, and then just try to block the Ragavan. Down to 13. Lightning Bolt this. Let's let them surveil. Foil Christopher Rush Lightning Bolt. They mill a Thought Scour. Interesting. They mill another Thought Scour. I think I should just try to counterspell this. If they have a counter of their own, at least I get to resolve double Murktide next turn, hopefully. They likely have Unholy Heat or another Bolt, but I still think I'm just going for this. I don't know why they have to use their treasure to Unholy Heat. They could just do it next turn, keep the treasure, but sure. Instant, 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 instant. I guess they could just play a Murktide, but again, if they tap out for that, I can play a Murktide and then play another Murktide and make them bigger. which might just be enough. Definitely in a rough spot here, though. They're tanking on this Surveil. Delver's going down, so they're going to get to hit with Ragavan. They're likely not turning on these channelers. If they had just thought, oh, they've milled they bin a Murktide? Maybe they have another one in hand. Wouldn't be surprised if they just hit and then play Murktide. They Lightning Bolt. Are we just dead? I guess we're dead if they turn these on. We go to 9. No, we're not dead yet. 3, 6, 7, 8. Go to 1. Oh no. Don't hit. Land or sorcery. Okay, Archmage's Charm. That's scary to see, but... Okay, now they turn them on, put us to 1, and then double Murktide's not enough, so we lose. Straw was just way too awkward. Steam Vents. And they're going to play a Murktide here too? Yeah. Okay. We have no outs. We're at 1. Jeez. Opponent's draw was just a lot better than ours. Ragavan wrecked us. We had no removal for it. Rough. I think I like Fury. Like Mysticals. I think that's all that I want. Just board out like this and... Serum Visions. Definitely don't want to overboard. I don't think Aether Gust is necessarily that good. I like Fury. Being able to just like, if I like, imagine if I had a Fury that game, just take out like their entire board. This looks good. Let's run it. Let's go game 2. All right, game 2, we're on the play. I mean, I have to keep, I think. It's like, this hand isn't that great, but we do have Lightning Bolt, we have Mystical, we have Thought Scour, we have a lot of stuff to do. Let's just bobble trick ourselves here. We don't have a 1-drop threat, but it's a Spire Bluff Canal. I don't think I want to draw that. I think I'm just going to fetch Shock here. Pass. Just want to try to draw some action. Thought Scour's not bad. If they like Serum Visions on 1, I'll probably just Mystical that. But otherwise, I'm just going to start Thought Scouring here. I guess if they play a threat, I'd bolt it. Thought Scour us. Nice draw, Delver. Did show Fury here, but what are you going to do? That was some good draws. Play Delver, pass. Bolt. Thought Scour themselves. I'm going to Mystical this. Just don't want them to draw a card or fill up their graveyard. And it's just a good time to use Mystical. All their 1-drops are red because they play Ragavan and DRC like a typical blue-red Murktide list. Okay, well, we can just trade, but we can just kill this. I'd like to get up to hardcast this Fury if we can. We have the Bolt for their DRC. Oh, I did not mean to pass the turn here. I'm fine here. Okay. Shouldn't have played land first. That was bad sequencing. Just Bolt right now. And I will Serum Visions right now too. Drew a counterspell, and then we're drawing Murktide and Mystical. I can't draw both of these, unfortunately, because I want to Murktide with Mystical up. This being the case, I think I'm just going to draw Mystical first. Thing is, if they tap out for anything, I just get to tap out for Murktide. Yeah, we have to just go top, top. Because if they tap out for stuff, um, I could either just choose to play Murktide, or I can just go Bolt, leave up Counterspell, or just again pass the turn. If they just pass the turn, I could just choose to not play Murktide. But otherwise, I just get to play an 8/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells, and 2 more in hand. Maybe we can get up to hard casting this Fury. I still like playing the Mystical on that Thought Scour just when the timing just seemed worth it to me. They're tanking on the Scry on this Serum. 15 to 16. I'm drawing Murktide next turn. And again, if they don't have 2 mana up, I'm going to counter it. But if they just pass with 2 mana up, I'm definitely not playing Murktide. Just going to pass with counter and bolt up in that situation. Okay. It's weird how they went to main 2 and then play another Serum. Maybe they were seeing if I was F6 or not. I'm not sure, but they went bottom bottom. I know they could have Mystical here, but let's go for it. Mystical is the only thing that gets us. Just leave Sorcery in the yard. Nice. And we're drawing a Mystical, which is actually, I think, a fine draw. They need to have like a Vapor Snag or something now. I guess their own Murktide could do it. Double Unholy Heat. Damn, I guess that does it too. Okay. And then they're going to play a Murktide. No. Well, we got wrecked. Should have just drawn the Mystical first, I guess. That was pretty bad. Now we just die in 2 hits to this. Now we have to draw an Unholy Heat exactly off the top. Feels pretty bad. Can't even crack Islet because we need 2 red sources. And they could have a counter spell. So that play did not work out. All right, GG's. I could have just gone top on that Serum Visions in the opposite order, draw the Mystical Dispute, and then just pass the turn. And then then this turn I would have played Murktide with Mystical up, but they were tapped out. They needed double removal spell to deal with the Murktide, and they had it. They just crushed me there in the mirror. Not a great start to the tourney now after round 1, down to 1 and 2. Quick loss there in the mirror, brutal. But I'll keep fighting back. See how we can do in the next round. See you in round 4. All right. Oh, we're against Sandy Dog. Cool. Sandy Dog, classic burn player here. We'll see if he's on burn right now. Sandy Dog streams, not usually with voice or video, but Sandy Dog's a cool member in the MTG community. Let's see if we can take him out here. Would you like to play first? Yes. Sandy Dog has been changing it up recently, but they were known for just always playing burn all the time. Like in every format, every event, just burn, burn, burn. So, like I said, they've been playing other decks. Let's see if he switches it up. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna pause and wait till he gets here. All right, looks like Sandy Dog showed up with Aluris, and man, our hands have not been that good Still think I'm supposed to keep this, but again, not great. We'll see if it's burn with Lurrus or if it's something else. We don't know yet, really. Guess I'm down to just bobble trick myself to start. And just because it's Sandy Dog, I might fetch Island here. It's an island on top. I don't really want to draw that. So I'll just put it into play. And Serum Visions. Bottom, bottom. Pass. Draw a card for Bobble. Wouldn't be surprised if Sandy Dog was just playing like another match or still is, so we'll see. Urza Saga. Okay. Lurrus Urza Saga. Memnite. Okay, it's Affinity. Can't say I was expecting this. 1-2 bracket for Sandy Dog and myself. Rough. Not gonna force that. Esper Sentinel. Okay, that's annoying. Probably just gonna kill this. I guess I could have forced this because then they can just make a Saga token next turn. Yeah, not great. I think I'm just supposed to kill this right now. Maybe forcing the drum would have been correct. Oh, I should have gone Bolt rather than Heat, probably. Because Heat can kill the 4/4s. Maybe this was just wrong as well. I just wasn't really thinking about it. I honestly do really wish I forced the drum. Because now they just go land, make a construct, and that's pretty annoying. Especially if they play an artifact land and then make the construct a 4/4, and I misplayed with this Heat. Yeah, it looks like Sandy Dog's probably just double queuing right now. I'm not surprised because I know he's somebody who plays a lot, so probably playing multiple tournaments right now. It sucks when I'm trying to record and other people are double queuing, but there's nothing I can really do about that. All right, Sentinel goes down. I kind of have to just hope that there's no second land there for Sandy Dog. It's really rough to play in this double queue. Against double queue, it's just not good for recording. Just because there's so much more downtime. What I should have done is they go Memnite and then they play drum, and I should have just forced the drum, and then I should have just not bolted or bolt or heat the Memnite and just leave them with only Saga in play and not the ability to make a card construct. Because if they go like Darksteel Citadel or the other untapped artifact land, make a card construct and it's a 4/4, then I'm just gonna probably die to that, and then that's pretty bad for me. And I could have easily played around it, and I just didn't. So see if that happens. Meanwhile, this is just brutal. Let me pause. Okay. And it's like I don't usually edit my videos. I just kind of like pause the recording like and then resume when necessary when there's like a lot of downtime or in between rounds. Then I just post the leagues because I don't really have the time to spend a bunch of time editing the videos, kind of chopping them down. So when somebody is double queuing, there's just nothing I can really do about it. I mean, except for editing the videos and taking all that time, but I don't really want to do that. Can't. I just don't have enough time. My brother was 1-2 in this tournament as well. I think he just dropped. So not the best day for either of us. Honestly, hopefully Sandy Dog just finishes his other match quickly and then is here full time. Okay, looks like they're. Looks like he's Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, well at least they didn't play a land, so that's a good start. I can just bolt the Stoneforge now. And have to draw a threat at some point here. Colossus Hammer. Okay, okay. Thought it was Affinity, but it's just Hammer time. I can just lead on Thought Scour myself. I can lead on Serum Visions, but I think I like Thought Scour myself and then Serum Visions. And then bolt this. I guess I don't even need to bolt the Stoneforge. I can just have bolt up because I guess if they cast Colossus Hammer, I could just force that. Probably should bolt the Stoneforge, so then they have to cast this, and I can just counter it. Seems good. Wow, if I had just forced the drum, they would have nothing going on. This might end up working out, but we'll see. We have some good sideboard cards for the matchup. We have Fury, we have Engineered Explosive, Shattering Spree, Blood Moon. I think all those cards are good. I don't think we want Chalice in this matchup. Yep. Just brutal double Q here. It's like, yeah. I've said it enough. I've said it enough. Let's just try to play from here. So my plan is, I also find it a little harder actually for myself to play rather than playing at like a decent rate. I'm like just playing a lot more slowly. So I can bolt the Stoneforge and then I can plan to force the hammer. Or I can just leave up bolt. Again, I think I like just bolting the Stoneforge. I'm not really sure. I think I'm gonna do it. Let's go Channeler, bolt this, and then just force the hammer if they try to play that. Bolt this. This could be wrong. Let's graveyard this. I don't want another land. I'll force pitch Thought Scour at this point. I'd rather have Serum Visions. So they won't be able to activate this Saga to make a Construct, but they can, yeah, make 1 mana, and then he could get like a Relic or something like that, or even just another 0-drop, yeah, like a Memnite. Sigarda's Aid. I'm just gonna force this. Get to Surveil again. Another force. Actually, I'm fine to top this because I can just hard cast this next force next turn if they try to cast Hammer or play another Sigarda's Aid or something. Oh, he's gonna play Hammer this turn. They have 1 mana floating. I forgot about the mana from Saga. Don't know if I should have not kept the force on top then, but we did. Sandy goes to play another match. Let's see. 5 cards in hand. I'm feeling like I'm behind, except that they don't have any lands. Definitely forcing this, though. Sigarda's Aid is key. Again, bolting the Stoneforge may have just been a pretty poor play by me. Tough to say. And there's Hammer. Okay. Now if they draw like just planes and play Pure Steel Paladin, I just lose to that too. So yeah, I'm not playing that well. And I possibly should have just left up Force, but I don't really want to. I want to just Serum here. Get to Surveil, which is nice. Man, this is just so painful to play, honestly. In the 1-2 bracket, like I was like thinking about dropping. And now I'm just taking so long to play. All right, well, we have to top this. And then bottom. So this says whenever equipment enters the battlefield, you can attach it. So they need to Pure Steel Paladin to attach this now. Thopter is fine. I get to play an 8/8 flying next turn. Giver. It's annoying because they can Giver and then give their stuff protection from either DRC or Murktide, but I can maybe find a Bolt for this or another removal spell. Iteration. How greedy do I want to be with this iteration? I think I'm fine to play it. Get to Surveil as well. Another blue source here, and I can still cast Murktide. Or I can just take 2 spells and cast Murktide next turn. Well, I'm going to want that. Let's keep that on top. Iteration to hand or Channeler to hand? Also, I could just exile Channeler, play it this turn, and take a Bolt, and then next turn Bolt plus Murktide. And just ignore the iteration. I think that's what I'm actually going to do. Let's take Bolt, play Channeler. It's kind of weird that I chose to not play Murktide there, but if I hit a land, I could have still played it, and if I drew 2 good spells like this, this is also a fine turn, so fine with this play. Yeah, now if they go Plains, Pure Steel Paladin, Equip, I die to that because of Giver of Ruins. Which sucks. There's another Thopter, that's fine. I only had the 1 land this game. If I had just Force Drum, they would be dead. Another Giver. Okay, that's annoying. It's definitely annoying. So I actually have to Bolt the Giver so they can't protect each other. So I have to Bolt a Giver now. Alright, now we're gonna play Murktide though. Wait, I guess I should attack first. And then we'll iteration next turn. Probably gonna block and activate. Yep. Nothing I can really do about that. Just gonna let that happen. Let's go just Lightning Bolt, double Surveil, and then play Murktide. Graveyard. Top. Murktide. Just leave Bolt and iteration, I think. Doesn't really matter. Okay. I could always just choose to force here, depending on what he does. Can't believe he hasn't drawn any lands the entire game. And they concede. Nice. No lands for Sandy Dog. That was just brutal as far as just the rate of play, because they were definitely double queuing. EE comes in. Shattering Spree definitely comes in. Fury definitely. I think Blood Moon as well. Just making them never able to Urza Saga or Inkamoth Nexus us, I think is worth. I think these counter spells are not good, even though they were fine there. We can just cut like Serum Visions, Ragavan. Delver is so much better than Ragavan in this matchup. It's pretty hilarious. I can cut like 1 Murktide, just because it's a little bit slow and they could have like Rest in Peace or something. I could also bring in Chalice for Chalice on 0 or Chalice on 1, but I cannot Chalice on 1 actually. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I could bring in Chalice on 0 and cut some Baubles. That doesn't seem good. I like this sideboard plan. Just trim a Murktide just to be safe, and Ragavan's pretty bad, where Delver's actually pretty good. We still have like a ton of removal. 4 Bolt, 4 Unholy Heat, 2 Fury. Iteration, Serum Vision still strong. I could also cut 1 iteration in this matchup, and we have Engineered Explosives, so this looks strong. Let's go game 2. Alright, game 2. I'm actually going to keep this hand Engineered Explosives goes a long way in this matchup. So I'm going to just keep on the strength of that. And Fury is good as well. There's Drum. Might just wait on the E for a little bit. So I want them to play like a bunch more 1-drops before I do Delver. Delver is good. Okay, we can use the bobble trick to have 2 chances to flip Delver here. So I'll show you what that is. The problem is Engineered Explosives for 1 gets worse if I Delver. Oh, and I can't really bobble with Esper Sentinel out as well. I think I'm just gonna fetch Island, play Delver, pass. This could just be incorrect. Because I could just pay 1 and play bobble this turn. And then if they play some more 1-drops next turn, I could just go play Engineered Explosives for 1 and pay for Esper Sentinel tax and then pop on turn 3. Just take the slow line. I think that's actually what I want to do. Just wait on Delver till after EE. So let's just do this. Just cast Bobble, pay for the 1. Not going to let them draw a card. Definitely not. Pass. Maybe a Fury at some point. There's an Ink Moth. It's pretty scary. Another Esper Sentinel. Okay. Play some more 1-drops. Would love to see it. They are going to... There's a Giver. Okay, they are going to get to draw 1 card off the Esper Sentinel because I'm going to deploy EE for 1 now because I get to kill 4 things with it. They have 0 cards left. So, still looking to be in a good spot here. Don't have a red card for Fury yet. Have a few too many lands, but I think this is still going to work out fine. Like I said, EE goes a long way in this matchup, as you can see here. I guess they'll be able to take Luris, but you can always Fury that or draw a removal spell. I feel like nothing's really happened this match, and Sandy Dog's like running out of time. They're gonna have to come to this match soon. Just sucks to be in the 1-2 bracket because he might be doing well in a different tournament that he's playing in, so he really doesn't care about this tournament. Like, he's already 1-2, so like, why spend time on this match when he can be spending time on his other match? So that kind of sucks. Another option would be to E on 0 and then Fury all their other creatures, but oh, Sanctifier and Vec on top. Interesting. It's actually pretty good against us, but not necessarily that good against this hand. Draw a card for Bobble. It's another Delver. Alright, I think I like playing Spire Bluff, playing EE on 1, and then paying the 1 tax for one of the Esper Sentinels. Okay, pass. And then I can just pop this and play a Delver next turn. They're just gonna play Sanctifier, I assume. Attack for like 2 or 3. They can't play Sanctifier and activate Ink Moth yet, but they did draw a card off one of the Sentinels. Another Ink Moth. Okay. So they're just going to play Sanctifier here. Doesn't do that much. Yeah, now they hit for 1 infect and damage. They just attack with all because they can. There's a Bobble. Alright, let's pop this right now. Bobble trick ourselves. It's a Shattering Spree. I think I want to draw that. Play Delver. Pass. Can't kill the Ink Moths with Shattering Spree, but it's still just obviously such a good card in this matchup. I'm getting close to Hardcast Fury territory here. They can activate 1 Ink Moth right now, down to 7 minutes. I'm at 18 minutes. Also needs another planes to be able to cast Luris. Could also just find a Blood Moon at some point. Activate Inkmoth, go to 2 Infect, take 2 off this, go to 11 and 2, and see if we flip the Delver. I don't think I want to just Shattering Spree the Ornithopters yet. I think I can wait, get more value out of this. It's an Unholy Heat. Yep, I'll flip a Delver. Let's go play Tarn, play Delver. I could have done this after attacking, but I don't think it's that relevant. Not going to play Unholy Heat yet because next turn I can just play Fury, kill both of these, or if they play anything else, I can kill those. And I can't always play a removal spell like end of their turn if I choose. And I can maybe use this Tarn to help flip this Delver. Or not help flip it, but at least help sculpt my draws, kind of get a scry is what I meant. So you can see, even though we have a lot of 1-drops, you can still play around that with Engineered Explosives and get really good value. I mean, killed 4 things with 1 card for 3 mana. That's pretty insane. Sandy Dog about to timeout in game 2. It's like which should be such a fast matchup. Sanctifier and Vect, 6-turn clock here, but these Delvers should be able to race that, especially with a Fury here. 3/3 double strike. They might have to stay back with Sanctifier. If this was only like a 3/4 double strike, I mean, it's a good enough card. It doesn't need to be pushed anymore. Okay, attack for 3. Just pass. Should have a stop on our upkeep for this Tarn plus Delver trigger. Ooh, there's a Saga. Okay, Saga is real, but we do have Shattering Spree and I guess Unholy Heat, which is not turned on yet. They take Luris. As expected, they're going to attack for 2. He has Luris plus another card in hand. Yeah, definitely not going to Shattering Spree or do anything else yet. I will cast Fury on this turn, though. What are we going to draw? Let us know, Delver. What is it? Sandy Dog doesn't want us to show what it is. It's a mountain. I don't want to draw that. Do you want to reveal the card? No. And then I'll fetch. I can actually just get Island and then fetch Mountain, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. Sub 5 minutes. Since you're watching this on YouTube, honestly, I should have said this at the beginning when this started, but honestly, what I would recommend is just like skipping through this game with the counter. One thing that I liked about watching YouTube compared to Twitch, imagine watching this on Twitch. It's just like so brutal, but at least on YouTube, you all watching can skip through it. So definitely want to be skipping. I like to use, even like if I'm watching on my phone, you just tap on the right side of the screen, like skip 5 seconds, and you can kind of skip through and just like watch a game like this at super high speed. So Sandy Dog has to win this game and then another game in 4 minutes. So at this point, looking pretty rough for Sandy. And I'm just 100% certain they're double queuing. Just from how they play fast, stop playing, play fast, stop playing. Again, they must be focusing on their other match. And everyone says Hammer Time is a bad matchup for Blue-Red, and I think it is, but we have a lot of sideboard cards to help us. Island. Draw a random card. It's a Serum Visions. I'm just going to cast a Fury here. Blow up both Ornithopters. Just gets this in play. 3/3 double strike, like I said, is good. 2/2. Attack for 4. I guess I could just stay back with Delver to block Sanctifier, but I don't even think I need to do that, honestly. I'm not really about to die to Infect unless they like put a hammer on a Nick Moth. Okay, they just concede. After all that, so brutal in the 1-2 bracket because whatever. We got the win. We got the win. And I'll see you in round 5, 2-2. All right, welcome to round 5. We're against Donald Trump, which is pretty funny. Let's keep this hand. This is like the first time we've had a threat on turn 1, basically, this entire tournament so far. Is it honestly? No, I think we've had one. Wow, we're against. So this is probably like a spike mid range, aspiring spikes black red mid range deck. Just seeing Luris and Shizo, it just makes sense that it is. Murktide, great draw. Okay, well, I guess I want to play. Let's see, I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So either way, I'm gonna be able to Murktide, even if I Spire Bluff here. Because I can always just go Scalding Tarn into Murktide on 2. So unless I get Thoughtseize, I I can guarantee a turn 3 Murktide here if I want. And there's a Voidwalker, okay. It's just thoughts. Oh shit, I needed Thought Scour in response to this. Oh my god. Now that all gets exiled when I could have just filled up my graveyard. Feels bad. I have to just draw a card. Oh my god. I don't know what that means, but probably just because I just punted super hard here. Oh my god. Feels so bad here. I could have just been totally fine. I think I want this. Top, top. Pass. If I had just Thought Scoured myself, that would have been fine. Dash Ragavan. Now they get to exile the removal spell that I left on top. This is so bad. And then a Croxa. Just get one of these Murktides out of here. I don't think I'm ever getting to both of them. All right, let's lead on Iteration. There's Bolt. Okay. They're still going to be able to. They're still going to be able to Ragavan me again here, and they're not that far off of Croxa either. Just take Visions to hand. Exile the Bolt. I mean, maybe I can still win, but I just royally fucked up this game. Oh my god. At least it's in the 2-2 bracket, not in like the 4-0 bracket, but still feels really bad regardless. They exile a card. It's just the Steam Vents. Would have actually been decent to draw that. They have the Shizo and the Shinka. Take Luris. Yep. Then they can recast this. And there's a tap land. I'm just honestly pretty annoyed here. I deserve this. Now should I go Iteration or should I go Delver plus Serum? I think I should go Delver plus Serum. It's two pretty strong cards. I think I should just top. I guess if they have a land, they can go. I should play this too. If they have a land, they can go Luris plus Voidwalker, but I can at least kill the Luris. I do have 4 card types right now. Instant, sorcery, land, creature. Just try to keep fighting even through a huge punt there. Unholy Heat the Delver resolves. And then dash the Ragavan. Yep. Maybe I should have also left out Bolt. So they're going to get a DRC here and they'll be able to cast it. Oh my god. This is just so embarrassing for me. I just like handed them this game on like a silver platter here. Inquisition on top. I suppose good to know about. Okay, a second Murktide. I can't play both yet. Probably want to just go Serum Visions, play the first Murktide. They have 4 card types as well. I want to leave up Bolt for their Dash Ragavan. I already have a counter spell here. I think I should just top, and play Murktide. I'm going to exile fewer spells. I need to exile at least one. And then I guess I need to exile one more, or I can exile the Bauble. Just make a 4/4. I think that's fine, because then next turn I can play a second one and grow the first one. They have Luris plus 2 cards in hand. Terminate? Yeah. Wonder if I should just bolt this right now. Just let this resolve. Do they have a land Croxa here? That'd be pretty bad. Oh, they were drawing Inquisition, if I'm not mistaken. Might just need to bolt this. I don't think I can take the damage. I'm drawing another bolt next turn. They didn't Ragavan. So they're going to go Luris. Or they're just going to go Croxa here. Okay. It's also pretty bad. I guess I could beat that with this second Murktide here. I can just discard Counterspell at this point. I'm drawing... I guess I can even discard Iteration. I kind of need the Iteration, but I kind of want the counterspells too. So I can just go Murktide with Counter Up. Not sure about this either. Oops. Definitely casting a 8/8 here. Okay. Oh, they can just Shizo give this Fear, and then that kills me in 2 hits. So Shizo actually gonna do the job here. Don't know if I have any outs, because I'm drawing Counterspell. So if they just don't use Shizo, I can still win, but they're gonna just use it. Voidwalker. Guess I just let it resolve. I can just bolt it. They're not using Shizo yet. Guess they're gonna try to give it first strike or something. Need to keep the counterspell. Because I need to just block this, kill it, and then counterspell if they play like a removal spell. They have Luris plus Ragavan. Yeah, they're giving it Fear. Okay. Well, this is gonna be over. I threw this game really, really badly. If I had just Thought Scoured in response to the first Voidwalker, I would have been fine. I know I'm drawing Counterspell unless I'm mistaken. That was really, really embarrassing. That's the worst game I've played in a long time. That was honestly really disgusting. I think Force is not good. I guess Fury is fine. I think I want pretty much everything else. I could even have just like a subtlety to hardcast. Don't really want engineered explosives in this matchup or Blood Moon, Dispute. Gust, I guess, is fine. Maybe Gust is the card I want. Fury's not that good, right? It's good to be able to hardcast it. I guess Counterspell is also like kind of weak, especially against all their hand disruption. I can just even do this. All right. Not sure. I'm gonna try this. That game was honestly the worst game I've played in like months. So I deserve to lose that 100%. That was I made like 3 or 4 massive mistakes. It'll happen. All right. I think I'm actually gonna lead Delver. Just give myself more chances to flip the Delver. And then I can go Channeler plus Serum on 2. Just try to play well this game and the next game and win this match, I guess. I don't think I'm going to subtlety any one drop basically no matter what here, so okay. Flip Delver on 1. Nice. You love to see it. Let's just start by attacking. And I think I can just honestly fetch Island here. I think they're going to play a removal spell, like a Bolt. Alright, that's fine. I think I can get Island. Plenty of blue stuff to do every turn. Let's go Channeler. And I guess I can just Serum Visions right now. No, because I want to be able to Murktide. So let's just pass. I want to be able to Murktide next turn for sure. They got Mountain rather than a dual land, so they can't Voidwalker this turn. I suppose they could Thoughtseize my Murktide. Thoughtseize. Okay. Has to resolve. Yep. It's Thought Scour here. Just gonna bin this. It's decent to draw, but I think it's better just to get it out of there. Yeah, there's an instant, and then I can turn this on with Bobble. Gust is not a bad draw either. Top. Can play that later. Don't really want to Bobble here because then I'm going to be drawing Murktide and they could Thoughtseize that as well. But I do want to hit for 3. I think I'm going to play around Thoughtseize and just hit for 1. It's a really weird line, but I guess they can Ragavan and dash, but I could just Gust that. Alright, I'm going to play around second Thoughtseize. I mean, they should have fetched Shocked if they... Alright, they're going to Unholy Heat that with 3 card types. Whoa. So I can just turn this on and then counter this. I mean, maybe I get my Murktide Thoughtseize, but at this point I think it's worth it because I counter the Unholy Heat. See what they have on top. The DRC. That was a really weird play from our opponent, so I misplayed game 1. That might have been a pretty bad misplay from them. We'll see. Because even if they Thoughtseize here, then I still have my DRC around at least. Alright, I can let this resolve and just like Gust it later. I could also just Gust it on the stack so they don't get to Surveil at all. I think I like just Gusting this. Again, I don't want them to be able to Surveil. Find to bin this. I don't have enough mana to be able to like just be casting so many Serum Visions here. So again, I'm fine with them Inquisitioning. I don't want to see Thoughtseize. Croxa, what's a terminate there? Well, I'm fine with that too. Bolt. Just gonna exile all my spells plus a land, I suppose. 7/7, go. They need basically another terminate here. They're drawing DRC if they put it on top. They did. I could just subtlety this and just like buy so much time. They can just put it on the bottom though. I can just bolt that next turn. Let's just let it resolve. They have one card in hand. DRC. I'm going to start by attacking. See if this survives. Should I bolt this right now? I suppose I could just do it on their upkeep. Let's just Serum Visions. Maybe I shouldn't have even Visions to keep a blue card. All right, let's go bottom, top. Play Bobble. I want to draw the iteration so I can subtlety if I need to. Probably just bolt this. See what they're drawing. The Croxa. I don't even need to subtlety that, but just bolt this. Pass. I can even just discard a DRC at this point. Might be better to just discard the subtlety, actually. 3 mana. Won't cost 3. Take Lurrus. Then they just die to this Murktide. Oh, Kolgan's command, return the DRC. And then play it without Delirium. Then they still just die to this. Oh, they have 4 card types now. Oh, they do, because they discarded the... Oh, they made themselves discard a creature to turn this on. Okay. Now I just subtlety. Okay. Nice. I think opponent really misplayed with the Unholy Heat there. So they misplayed once. I misplayed like 4 times in game 1, but still 1 game for 1 game in the end. I think I like the gusts and the subtlety because it's like the worst case scenario is when you have to evoke these. Best case is when you card cast them, they're pretty strong. Let's just run it. Game 3 here. Try to play tight. Try to get this win. I think I'm going to keep. Yeah, I don't really like mulliganing in the Thoughtseize Inquisition matchup. And I can buy a lot of time with these gusts, potentially. Okay, Inquisition is fine. If they Void Walker here, it could get rough. Especially since we drew that. If I draw a red card, I could always evoke, kill that. Oh, Mountain, huh? Dash Ragavan. Alright, it's annoying. Let's just let them hit. Nothing I can do. Exile a Murktide. Okay, well, they can't cast that. Now I'm gonna be able to have a Gust up next turn. Serum Visions. Let's play Flooded Strand, pass. I'd like to gust basically anything. just to put another card into my graveyard and use my mana. They have 4 cards in hand. One of them's Ragavan. Lura's Companion, pretty broken. Even with the companion tax, like Luris and Yoran are still seeing so much play in Modern. It's just so funny that like even with adding 3 mana to what it would have been originally, it's still very, very good in Modern. This deck is choosing to play Murktide instead, obviously. Just this card is pretty nice. All right, I'm trying to pass the turn here. Thoughtseize would be annoying taking Murktide, but again, nothing I can do. They might just not dash Ragavan. And I'll just fetch a tap land if that's the case. Could get second island, but I don't think opponent's gonna have. They can't have Blood Moon because of Luris, so I definitely know they're not gonna Blood Moon. Dash Ragavan. Oh, Croxa. Again, I do want to just gust this because, yeah, they can put this on top and then cast it again, but then I can keep like gusting and just like kind of like essentially time walking them. They might just cast Ragavan, or they still might dash it here. So maybe I should just let this resolve actually to play around Ragavan dash. Yeah, I think I should. Do I want to get Island or Steam Vents? I think I want Steam Vents. I'm just gonna let it resolve actually. I changed my mind. So I shouldn't have fetch shocked there. That was a mistake, but I don't want them to Ragavan here, and I'm fine just letting this go to the graveyard actually. What should I discard here? I guess just either one of the gusts or the serum. I think I should just do one of the gusts. Definitely shouldn't have fetched there, but is what it is. And they're just not going to play the Ragavan with the treasure. Makes sense. Spire Bluff, huh? So I can just go play Serum Visions, play Murktide Regent. I think that's what I'm going to do. I guess then it's just a 6/6. I could wait one more turn and make it a 7/7. They don't have Delirium yet. Oh man, that's a lot of lands. Can't really... Yeah, they don't have Delirium yet. Let's just do this. Six, go. I will be able to cast Fury on 5 if I, if I want to. Oh, cast Voidwalker now. I'm glad I played this. And Nihil Spellbomb. Wow. Jeez. Okay, well now I'm definitely just leaving up Gust for the Ragavan we know about. And then I can just Fury this next turn. So let's just bobble. I could bobble right now in case I draw like a bolt or something. Probably should. I know I can draw something that they could Thoughtseize as well, but I think it's better to potentially draw an instant I want to play. Another Nihil Spellbomb on top of their deck. Well, got the Murktide down just in time, it looks like. Attack for 6. Now I have Gust up for even like a Terminate or something. They're going to dash Ragavan. I'm going to Gust that, I think. Ooh, a Subtlety. That was a good draw. Now I can hardcast Subtlety on a Ragavan. Dash. And then hardcast Fury, kill this. That's so good. When you can hardcast the Subtlety, it's really strong. Nice. Love it. Just so many Aether Gusts here. And then I don't know if I'll be able to have Gust for this Croxa, but it's okay. They put the Ragavan on bottom and they just snap bolt the Subtlety. I like seeing that. Again, I'm gonna get to go. Oh, they can go sack Voidwalker, cast Subtlety. That's not even that good though. That doesn't really do anything. It's just a 3/3 flying. I guess they could just leave this up. Then I can't cast Fury because oh, they're just spell bombing. What? I had already no cards in graveyard. They're just drawing a card and then play another spell bomb. 0 cards in hand. So they can Voidwalker, play Subtlety. So I can't cast Fury into that actually if they just leave this untapped, but then I'm still attacking for 6. And I still have Gust. So again, I cannot cast Fury here because of the Subtlety. So that was the reason to actually Gust. But they need an answer for this that's not a red spell. Oh, they're gonna just chump with Subtlety here? That's fine. They're just gonna chump. Interesting. I'm not gonna cast the I'm not gonna cast the Fury because if they just play anything like Luris, I can just Fury that. Okay. That's fine. They lose their Voidwalker. I guess if they draw a land, they can Luris plus replay Voidwalker, but then I just crush them with Fury. See what they're gonna draw. The Thoughtseize. Well, the fact that they're drawing Thoughtseize, now I have to just cast Fury. No targets. I was it was up in the air whether I could cast Fury with no targets or not. I wasn't sure. It matters. I have to look this up. Let's see if we can find out. It's talking about commander stuff. Fury Storm? No, I'm not. I don't think you can target nothing because the damage is divided. If it just said it deals 4 damage among any number of targets, you could choose 0. I'm not sure. If a spell requires the player to divide or distribute an effect, such as damage or counters, among 1 or more targets, the player announces the division. Each of these targets must receive at least 1 of what's being divided. Sure. Let's see if I can just like look it up on Gatherer here and just search for Fury. See if there's like rulings. Each target must be assigned at least 1 damage. You can't choose more than 4 targets and deal 0 damage to some of them. Yeah, I know that, but can I choose 0 targets? Because I've heard people say you can choose any number and any number can be 0. But I don't think you can. This matters so much here. Because if I Fury, I kill my... wait, it deals 4 damage as you divide it among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers. Okay, so I could always just deal 2 to my Murktide and 2 to my Fury. So I suppose we cast, and then we'll try to deal nothing, and we'll see what happens. I just didn't know about the ruling, but I realized I could just deal 2/2. So put the triggered ability onto the stack, divide among any number of targets, click potential targets to select or unselect them. Okay. Okay, so 0 targets. So you can do 0 targets. Okay. It is solved. You can do 0 targets with Fury. DRC. They drew Thoughtseize. They have to just draw a card with Spellbomb because Thoughtseize doesn't actually do anything. Oh, they're playing a Croxa. Okay. But I can just gust that and then kill them. Nice. Because we know their last card is Thoughtseize. Sweet. Really through game 1 and got there in games 2 and 3. Nice. Just got this Murktide down just in time. Whew. The Hardcast Fury, no targets, huh? All right, we advanced to 3 and 2. I mean, it's not a good record. Where we at? Why can I not? Why can I not find my own name? Am I really far down or something? Oh, here we are. Yeah, 130th place, towards the bottom because we were in the 2-2 bracket. A lot of the other twos dropped. So we did advance to 3 and 2. If we can keep winning, we can, still get some prizes. There's a lot of rounds left. It pays out to 128, but 100 play points is nothing. But this actually if you top 64, you like essentially get your entry fee back and then a little something. And then if I win out and like top 32 or top 16, I'll get some prizes. So keep fighting here. 3 and 2 now. Sorry for the huge misplays. I really don't like showing that off, but look at that, 3-2 in 18th place. I know they're going to move way down. There's all these 4-1s, but all right. I'll see you in round 6. I'm going to go brew a sweet popper deck right now. All right, 3 and 2, round 6 here. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little bit sketchy, obviously. We're on the draw. We have a Delver. We only have 1 land. We have triple Thought Scour. We have a Force. I think this hand looks fine. We have to obviously draw land, like I've been saying, but I think this is a keep. You keep a fair amount of 1-landers with this deck. Nice, there's a land. Delver go. Can't force a bolt if they like fetch and bolt on our turn, but that's okay. Wooded Foothills. This could just be Ponza. No. Okay, Ketria Triome makes me feel like it's Omnath, just like either Scape Shift, Bring to Light. Oh, Crashing Footfalls. Okay, it's Footfalls. It's Cascade. Well, we have a Force that helps, but doesn't necessarily get us out of this. So we may want a Thought Scour depending on what we reveal here. It's a Serum Visions. Definitely want to reveal it. And I think I want to draw it too. I think it's just a good card to cast here. Let's go Shock. Serum Visions. Maybe I should have Thought Scoured first. Delver and Murktide Regent. I think I'm down to draw the Murktide and then not the Delver. It's bottom, top. I may have to Thought Scour them here just to use a Thought Scour and get closer to this Murktide. Could have Thought Scoured myself and then Serum Vision, then passed, but I don't hate this line. Obviously just going to go Force if they just like, if they play like a Shardless Agent into Rhinos here, I'll just force the Rhinos, bolt the Shardless, and then just Murktide. They might have a, they could easily have the 3-mana instant Cascade card. I could consider just bolting them here rather than Thought Scouring them. It's not bad to just Lightning Bolt them. Yeah, I'm worried about Violent Outburst. That's what I was thinking of. I'm just bad with the names. Violent Outburst. I'm gonna want to force the Rhinos, so I'm gonna have to tap out for that. So I won't be able to play Murktide if that's the case. But I could just sort of ignore the Rhinos. What if I go like bolt them down to 13, untap, attack them down to 10, and then just go Thought Scour myself, play Murktide Regent, go. And then if they end of turn Rhinos, I can maybe beat that. Let's do this. Let's go in. It's an aggressive line here, but I like it. Draw the Murktide. Attack for 3. and then just, I mean, if they don't have Violent Outburst, they get crushed. Even if they have it, still might be able to just win. For a second, I thought I didn't have enough mana to Murktide, but I do if this resolves. I guess they could hardcast Force here. They don't. Just bobble them. They're probably gonna fetch and Violent Outburst anyway, but just crack the bobble now. This Murktide's gonna be a 6/6. So we don't have lethal, assuming we don't draw anything, and they're drawing a Brazen Borrower. They don't know that though. They're gonna fetch here, I assume. Let's keep the artifact actually. Yeah. Play a 6/6 Murktide, pass. And do they Violent Outburst here? I assume they're going to. They go to 9. Okay, so they need a Brazen Borrow as well to survive. So I assume if they are going to 9, they have to have something here. If they try to like end of turn Violent Outburst, untap, bounce one of my things, I have the Force. They go to 7. Turn 1 Delver flip is pretty nice. Yeah, there's the Violent Outburst. Again, you can't force on your own turn, so I won't be able to force this Footfalls, but I can just take 8 off of it. And I still have Force up for like a Petty Theft or something, so looking good actually. Drawn Unholy Heat. This is 2 turns away, but they need an answer to these flyers. Otherwise they just die. I think Force is really good in this deck, because look at this situation. Like, without Force, Counterspell in this hand's not really doing much. Yeah, we could have left up counter and countered the Rhinos there, but yeah, this is just looking great. I could just block and then force a Stomp, but I just don't think there's any reason to do that. Like, if I just take 8, go to 10, then they straight up need some answer to this. I guess they could have Petty Theft plus Force, but that's really the only thing they could have. Yeah, they're just going for Petty Theft now while I'm tapped out. Or they don't have it at all. They're playing Stomp on this. Are they playing Shardless Agent? Okay, this doesn't do anything. Because they just die in the air. I suppose I just let this resolve. Yeah, it's fine. I have 9 power flying, so... Fury? Oh no. Fury, kill the Delver, go to 1, I have to draw a Lightning Bolt. That sucks. Could have forced the Rhinos. I didn't think about Fury, honestly. Can still win, but this sucks. Because if I just force this, then I'm not dead yet. Whatever, let's just draw Bolt. Nice. Never punished. That was good of them to play the Shardless first, because, like, why would I force? Got lucky to beat Rhinos there. And now we get some Chalices post board. Nice. This deck is really strong. Explosives and Chalice. Blood Moon's also, I feel like, pretty decent against them. Can also gust the Rhinos. These all seem really good. Force of Negation also seems great. I like cutting like 1 or 2 baubles if I'm going to bring in Chalices on 0, because then I can't, that'll counter my own baubles. I could just board out Lightning Bolt. I think Ragavan is probably still good enough. I want to keep all my counters. Do I even need this many Unholy Heats? I think so. I mean, boarding out even all the bolts is kind of risky because they still have Bone Crusher and um, Brazen Borrower and stuff. I just need to board out a lot of cards. These never kill rhinos if they are able to get the rhinos off. Don't even know if Blood Moon is good enough. I think I'll have it. Can just get them, get a win off it potentially. All right, let's not worry about Brazen Bar and Bone Crusher. Let's board out like Serum and then one more card. Can board out the Ragavan. Can board out a Delver or a DRC. Could board out one Murktide to play around any like graveyard hate they may or may not have, but I don't really want to do that. Could just board out a second Serum. It's a little bit greedy. These Delver, I'll just board out a Delver. I'm siding out a lot of spells, and I'm siding in a lot of non-spells. Let's just do this. Okay. Chalice and Explosives goes a long way. Gust and Blood Moon, I think, are both strong, so this gives us a lot of play in this matchup. All right, this hand looks totally fine. Just looks like a controlling hand. Seems strong. They kept 7 pretty quickly here. Let's go Bobble Trick ourselves. See if we're going to want to fetch right now before Bobble Trick or not. Before we draw whatever this card is. It's a Ragavan. I mean, I gotta be fine drawing Ragavan. I'm not gonna be able to cast it quite yet, but I still think it's good enough. And then I can just fetch an island here. And then I can fetch another island and then Blood Moon on 3. And having this counterspell is really nice too in this matchup. So my plan is to fetch Island, Thought Scour. Gonna draw this Ragavan. Still is fine at some point. Can always dash it later. They have an Island, okay. It's annoying. Let's get Island, Thought Scour ourselves. Need more blue cards for this forest. There's one. Nice. Just gonna plan on going Delta Pass here. Oh, ice that land. Okay, well, might have to rely on this force. I guess I can just play a Ragavan now. Might as well keep this Serum Vision so I have these forces up. Do I Steam Vents or do I just Mountain? I don't know if the damage matters. I'll just Steam Vents. Now cast Ragavan so we can still do something this turn. And we do have double force up even through that ice. So force still looking like a really strong card. So again, if they just tap out for Shardless Agent right now, it's going to be an easy force on the Rhinos. And if they don't play another basic, Blood Moon's still going to be really good against them. So looking to be in actually a pretty good spot here. If they Shardless Agent, yes, it's annoying. Because they can block Ragavan with it, but I can find maybe a removal spell for that, even though I set it out all my bolts. So yeah, Shardless Agent still really annoying. Even if I have force for the Rhinos, it's still just frustrating to beat. But I'm just gonna plan on going, if they Rhinos here, force the Rhinos, untap, fetch Island, Blood Moon, and then I should be good. I even have another force after that if I have to. Okay, there's Mountain. That's fine. And there's the Shardless. Okay. They're gonna cast a Rhinos. I'm gonna force. Won't be able to attack with Ragavan quite yet. Or I can just trade. Let's force pitch Serum. And then I'm just gonna slam Blood Moon here. I wonder if I want to just attack and offer the trade. Then they have like nothing. I don't think so. I don't think there's a real reason to. Just gonna Blood Moon here. I guess they could have a force. I don't know if they're still gonna have that in the deck though. Moon. No more green spells for you, hopefully. All right, let's pass the turn. Still have force up. Would rather not pitch counterspell to force if I can help it. And I get to just play DRC next turn. All right, they just have one island. They can petty theft, but they can't necessarily cast the borrower. But obviously petty thefting the Blood Moon can be pretty good. They're going to petty theft right now. So what's their game plan? Like, why are they petty thefting right now? Just to fetch like another island? I think I'm just going to force this. Sucks to like discard my entire hand, but I think just keeping Blood Moon in play is a good way to win. I don't want them to be able to cast it or suspend any green spells or anything. Okay. Only 3 card types right now as well. I think I'm just going to go play DRC pass. I suppose I should play this land in case I draw iteration. I want more lands, so gotta play it. If this Ragavan was a Delver, it might be better for me. Like, could have been attacking for 3 potentially. Fury, hardcast, kill both my things. Okay, well, I'm gonna lose to that. That sucks. The problem with that deck, facing that deck, is like, if you fight hard to stop the Rhinos, you can just die to their other stuff. Brutal. Guess I needed to just let the petty theft resolve, but feels pretty bad to do so. They have a 3/3 double strike. I have a 3/3 flying. Not looking great. What did I mill? I basically need to draw Murktide. Just taking 6 here, go to 7. Hopefully their hand is just green cards. Could draw Unholy Heat. Could draw Murktide. Nice. Okay, start by attacking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells. Can I keep this? I can't keep this DRC turned on, but I think I just need to play this. I guess I could play this as a 7/7. So let's see. Instant. Where's my... Oh. I have an artifact that I milled. I milled the Chalice. So I can... Yeah, I can play a 7/7. Then I can block the Fury with that. Oh, wait. Oh, I can play a 7... I can play an 8/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And still have Delirium, actually. Because I have Artifact, Land, Creature, Artifact, Land, Creature, Instant, still. So might as well make an 8/8. Top deck, hopefully what we need. Mystical Dispute. Brutal. Alright, well now we're just dead on board. That was a brutal game. The Fury sucked. Fury's good. Okay. Do I also want Mystical Dispute? Maybe I should have brought that in too. I was just thinking it doesn't stop the Rhinos, but it stops a lot of their other cards. I probably don't want it. Maybe I need at least 2 bolts just to deal with things like if they Fury and stuff. Still do need the Engineered Explosives to just potentially blow up a bunch of Rhinos. Just not sure what else, like, I can really side out. It's like siding out so many threats. I think I want the RAGAVAN on the play. Let's just get another Serum out of there. Just play one Bolt, I guess. I'm not sure. It's tough. I think this matchup is pretty close. Could go either way for sure. All right, let's keep this. I think I'm just gonna lead on turn 1 Serum Visions, and then just try to play like multiple 1-drops on turn 2. Serum Visions gives me the highest chance to have 2 lands on turn 2. Oh, they have the Gemstone Caverns. Jeez. They pitch a Gemstone Caverns. Okay. Serum. We draw a land, and we could draw a third land. I think we want to because I can just turn 3 Blood Moon, which may or may not be enough. But let's just top. This way I can flip the Delver with the Heat. I can play Delver plus Channeler on 2. Oh no, I have to fetch. So never mind. Still fine to draw that land, I think, though. If they have the turn 2 Cascade, then I guess so be it. I can just try to... Oh, they're going to ice me here? I guess I'm going to Thought Scour myself. I know I went top, but I feel like I want to draw a card. I could Thought Scour them. Because this way I draw the Delta and the Heat here, which I don't even know if that's good. Let's just mill myself. Draw Serum Visions, okay. And then draw for turn. It's a counter spell. I feel like I should get Island, play Delver. Could also play Serum Visions. They have an Island, but I want to just hope they stumble and then I can get my Blood Moon down. There's a Tarn. Okay. Why don't I just go top here? It's kind of awkward. Because I don't have anything then to flip these Delvers. Could just bottom this land and then choose to draw the Delver, I guess. I want to try to play around Fury though. Maybe I could also just choose to bottom. Because if they just Rhinos right here on turn 2, then I'm gonna need like an Engineered Explosives or something. Oh, I should not F6 for sure. Looks like I'm gonna get turn 2 Rhinos. Jeez. And they get Forest to play around Moon. Well, I can't beat this draw. This is like the nut draw for them. Oh man, this sucks. So now I basically again need an Engineered Explosives here. Now Blood Moon doesn't really do anything. Okay, that could do something. And I still need them to like not have Brazen Bar or anything, but I can't really play around anything else, so let's just go Murktide, max it out, play Delver, pass. Guess we could still win here. Again, I don't want to F6 here. And obviously we don't have Force, or we would have forced this. Turn 1, ice your land on the draw. Turn 2, make 10 power. Jeez. Our draw has not even been bad here. It's just... Yeah, that's an insane line. Turn 1, ice, tap your land. Turn 2, 10 power. Has the Petty Theft. Oh, has the ice on the Murktide. Okay. So they hit for 10, put me to 6. I think I have to just go to 6 here. Again, if I draw Engineered Explosives, maybe I can win. have like a Bone Crusher Giant or something. This draw from them is crazy. This just doesn't do anything anymore. This feels like a stomp, yeah. Wow. Got crushed here. There's just nothing it felt like there's just absolutely nothing I can do. Let's see. I'm at 6, so I just die. I guess they can't attack, or they could try to attack. I could block, bolt, and then counterspell something. So it's just pass. If they go for the attack, maybe I can get back in this game if they don't have much else. Holy shit, this draw from them is insane. My draw, again, was good, but not that good. They shock. Okay, this is actually good for me that they're going for this attack. I can go block here, and then bolt here. Go to 2, still have counterspell up. The 1 lightning bolt. Go to 2. And if they play Fury or Bone Crusher, I'll just counter it. As long as they don't have like Bone Crusher plus Mystical Dispute here. And maybe I can draw like second Murktide to stabilize. I also have 3 card types. So if I can get to 4 card types and a Channeler, I can maybe chump this and attack twice or something. I'm not sure. What you got, Gigs? All right, they're just not playing anything. I guess they can end up turn Violent Outburst here. Or they're gonna upkeep Outburst. I'll just have to counter the Rhinos. And then just play a Channeler. Alright. Oh. Deal me 2 damage, make a treasure. They have Mystical? No. Alright, I still can't attack yet. I have 3 card types. Pass the turn. Brazen Borrower kills me. Another Prismari command kills me. Just cast Bone Crusher. Ah, GG's. They had it all. I felt like I played well this time, but yeah. Turn 1 ice, turn 2 rhinos. Nothing I can do. Down to 3 and 3. Honestly, don't even know if I should keep playing here. Let's see. We were already down in 100th place. So I'd have to like win out to like even top 32 at this point, I think. There's 3 rounds left. We'll see. Might just end here today. 3-3. Not a good spot to be now. Tried to fight back, tried to get up to 4-2. I thought we were going to get there in that match, honestly. 3 losses is pretty brutal, though. I think I'm just going to take my licks and drop here. Thank you so much for watching. This was a fun time. Again, if I were to win the last 3 matches, then I still don't think I'm going to top 32 at X3, most likely. So I would still end up here, and that's if I won out all the rest of my matches. I could play for fun, but I think I'd rather just drop here. So thank you so much for watching. Channel is youtube.com/Snapbolt. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks so much, and we'll get them next time. Peace.